As I take over the assignment from President Kagame, let me make 4 points on that reform. Number one, we will be proposing that the Africa Union Commission, the executive, be given sufficient power to be able to prosecute Africa's economic diplomacy so that we can unlock the potential of our continent, so that we can showcase the assets that we have, our mineral assets, our agricultural development assets, our human capital assets, our natural resources assets, and use them to create investment opportunities so that we turn our potential into opportunity and opportunity into investment and create a better Africa for all of us. Number two, to make Africa Union a fit-for-purpose organization to take charge of the consolidation of the African market through the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Today, in Africa, intra-Africa trade is only 15%. Intra-Asian trade is 60%. Intra-European trade is 70%. Intra-Africa trade is 15%. We are struggling looking for markets everywhere except in our continent. We must believe in ourselves. We must first sell to the market that we have in our continent. It is the silver bullet. And it is what is going to increase the contribution of trade from Africa from 2% to the next level. Number three, we must make Africa Union fit for purpose to secure this continent. The Africa Union must take charge of our peace, security, and stability. The Africa Union must make us solve the problems of conflict and war in our continent. We cannot progress as a continent if there is war in Sudan, there is trouble in Somalia, there is problems in DRC, there is problems in the Sahel. We must take charge of our security. We must take charge of our stability, and Africa Union must step forward to be counted to provide that cover. And finally, the Africa Union must work with us to close the infrastructure gap. We will be proposing 4 assignments. The Africa Union was initially a liberation movement. We must repurpose it. We must re-engineer it so that it addresses the challenges of the moment. We will also be making a proposal to have a much more accountable Africa Union. Today, the Pan-African Parliament has no connection to the Africa Union executive. We are proposing that we are going to reduce the size of the Pan-African Parliament to make it much more cost-effective from 275 members to 100 members. 1 woman, 1 man from every country. And make it a full-time organization. Let it approve the budget of the Africa Union. Today, the budget of the Africa Union is approved by people who are not people's representatives. We want the people of Africa to take charge of this continent. And finally, we must bring about the Africa Court of Justice so that we can sort out our issues. We don't want any African to be dragged to courts elsewhere to sort out our issues. We need something short of a revolution to have a good organization for ourselves. I look forward